I totally understand the idea, and I think those of us who are entrepreneurial in nature, solving problems. I mean, that's what you do, right? You started the business to solve a problem, and then one of the things I joke about, Jeff, is that I think people believe that once you're successful, you don't have problems, and it's really the opposite is true. You just get the opportunity to solve bigger and interesting, more interesting problems. So I know it's early in the process, but can you talk about some of the things that you've implemented so far and how they've been received?
Yeah, sure. First of all, we looked at expenses across the organization and realized there's a lot of expenses and legacy services that had been put into place. The first thing we're looking at is all the expenses in the business to determine what doesn't have to happen. For a $200 million business or $180 million or 150 or 100, there's certain infrastructure that's put into place that isn't necessary when you're $75 million and maybe not making the money that we should be making. So the first thing we did is look at the expense structure across the organization, and we're continuing to do this. It's only been about a month,
Right.
and we're reducing expenses where we can, where it makes sense. The other thing is we've started to contact any vendors because the payment terms have been pretty long with this business who've had a bit of a shortfall on cash. And so now we're working with those vendors to reassure them that you're going to get paid. We just need a little bit more time behind us as we turn this business around. So we've worked on that. We've also looked at some of the reasons why the sales have declined a bit. There was a model of doing mailings and acquiring customers a certain way. And so we're looking at exactly how to do that. We've made those changes in some cases, but it's a work in progress, but to drive more revenue in a more efficient way. And so we're putting some of those best practices into place. We just renewed our focus on our ERP and trying to convert that over because it's kind of half implemented right now, and we're moving forward with that. So we're looking at all aspects of the business, including expanding out the different vendor base that we're working with and working with tighter with dropship vendors and suppliers. Some of my old business and competitors, my old business,
Yeah.
and focusing on ways to expand out the product range for the dropship side of things, as well as what we inventory and print in our own facilities.
Hmm.
So
And
a lot packed into the last month, but we're in a rush to make this happen. I'm a little bit older these days and don't have the same patience I have, waiting 5 or 10 or 15 years to, I want to get this thing immediately turned around and make a pretty quick impact to this business.